Hi everybody, this is Alchemist2 and I'm back again with another book review. I just recently finished book number 13 of the Dresden Files series, and this actually takes place not too long after Changes occurs, and we all know at the end of that book he's facing down the light of a raging oncoming train, and subsequently he dies. Yeah, big spoiler there, but he ends as a ghost, so he's in what's known as the in-between, or the, Chicagitory. What he calls Chicagitory. I love that, Chicagitory. And he meets all these interesting spooks, and he has to figure out who has murdered him. And interestingly enough, this leads very well in the Cold Days, because there's a segue into that with Mab, the Queen of Air and Darkness, the Queen of the Winter City. So she is a very prominent character here. We all remember the vow that Harry made as to become the Knight of the Winter Court, and we also remember what happened to Slade and horrible things that he endured, and you think, oh my dear Lord, Harry, do you know what you're doing? This is absolutely ridiculous. Don't do this. This is a horrible, horrible plan. No! But the reason he did it was for his daughter, and it's just heartbreaking to see him go through that. And in this particular book, Molly is a little bit older, and his daughter is 7 now, and Mouse is taking care of her. She's riding him around like a pony. Kind of reminds me when I was a little girl. I have an Airedale. At that time, I had an Airedale named Clayton, excuse me. The one I have now is named Griffin. And I would ride Clayton around like he was a horse, because I was just a little girl, and it was so funny. But it was the same kind of situation. And it's really a sensational book, and if you have the chance to pick it up and read it, do so, because it's just full of twists and turns, and there are a lot of things that make you cringe within here, all the pain and anguish that he goes through, and you just think, how much more can he endure even in this state? And he's somewhat alive and somewhat dead. He's kind of in an in-between. Literally, he's in the in-between, and he himself is actually in between the realms of the living and the dead. So it's really bizarre, but it's very intriguing indeed. But if you haven't read it, then start with the very first book, which is Stormfront, and then go forward to get to this point, because if you don't do it, then it's not going to make any sense. That's basically all I have to say about Ghost Story. And I still like Changes. Changes is my favorite book of the entire series thus far. It's just, it cuts right to the quick of the emotional dilemmas that Harry's going through, and how much of a family man he really is, and just how much integrity that he has as a person. And this actually reveals more of that deeper humanity, and his inner moral compass, and his gentility, and all that. So it's still a very excellent book within the series, and this one's nonstop. It's just nonstop action adventure, and difficult challenges and decisions that Harry has to make throughout, and it just makes you think, is he going to get through this one? Is he going to be able to see another day? Well, of course we know we have cold days, so it's just a more intriguing situation, I feel, and we'll just have to wait and see what happens then.